Hey everyone, giotlgfan here, and welcome back to another video. So today, welcome to r/TIFU, or r/today I fricked up. I haven't read this subreddit in a while, or even at all, but hopefully we'll have some juicy stories today. Today I fricked up by agreeing to watch the longest season 1 of an anime. Backstory: I always pick one memeable New Year's resolution, NYR. I told my fiance that one of my New Year's resolutions was to watch, you guessed it, One Place in its entirety by Summer. It's one of his favorite animes, and I kept seeing it referenced everywhere, so I decided to bite the bullet. I knew it was a long/ongoing show. I had calculated that I would reach my goal if I watched about 6 episodes a day or binged it on my day off. I work from home and my boss doesn't care if we have a show or podcast playing while we work. I'm already failing miserably. I'm only 35 episodes in, so I'm definitely behind my goal. And I feel like I'm going crazy. He keeps reassuring me that the first story arc is a lot of world building and eventually the pacing does become more tolerable. Don't get me wrong, overall I do see the appeal of the show, and there's a lot of interesting things that have already happened. To me, it just seems super predictable at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I swear, if I have to hear "I'm going to be the king of the pirates" one more time, my ears are going to start bleeding. My fiance gets so excited when he sees me watching it and asks me questions, but sometimes I get so zoned out during an episode that I can't even give him an opinion of a minor character. If I give up, it will be the first meme NYR that I have failed since I started the tradition. It will also feel in some way that I have let him down, or in worst case scenario, he'll constantly poke fun at me for not being able to sit through over 1,000 episodes of one show. I'm going to at least finish Arc 1 and start the second, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish out of spite. Yeah, you definitely put yourself into a shithole there, OP. I mean, I've watched The Lion Guard like 100 times already. And I've noticed that the second season of the show, which has 28 episodes, is the longest season of the entire series of all 72 episodes of the series, or 73 episodes if you count both parts of the specials, like Return of the Roar, Rise of Scar, and Battle for the Pride Lands. So anyway, okay, next story. Today I fricked up by fighting my school's dress code policy. Years later I found out why it was so strict. Oh god. So 15 years ago today I fricked up bad and today I found out why. I was in high school and our school had a pretty normal dress code policy until this new younger woman teacher started. 3 months into her being there, she brings out this extremely strict dress code policy, but only for girls. It was the start of summer, the building had no AC, and the new dress code limited girls to basically a frumpy t-shirt and baggy jeans, while boys could wear whatever they want. Just read the first few words. I, being a rebellious little fuck, did not like this. My girlfriend at the time was sad. Everyone had to go buy new clothes, and every day they didn't do it, they got handed an ugly big brown t-shirt of shame that said I was out of dress code. And these big brown sweats it was extremely uncomfortable. So what do? I started wearing every band girl's article of clothing. I wore short shorts that barely hid my ass because it was allowed. I wore low-cut shirts. I cut the size off of every tank top so it showed my torso. I even wore a short skirt and a crop top one day to prove a point. I got away with it maybe twice before I started getting dress coded every day. I was in every detention for several months. I got suspended. I had to go 2 weeks of summer school that year as punishment. I fought the system very hard, and other joins in. It got to be almost every dude was getting dress coded to stand up for the girls. Anytime we got the brown clothes, we wore it with pride. It was damn hot in the building and you'd pour buckets of sweat. They should have been allowed to wear shorts. I made my list of demands. Girls can wear tank tops, they can wear shorts. They can wear 4-finger low-cut t-shirts. We all fought for it, and eventually they caved and gave it to us. I was so happy. It was a formative experience for me because I was willing to take any punishment, no matter how severe, to fight some perceived injustice. So, I'm back in my hometown. It's a small suburb in the outskirts of a city. And at the bar, everyone goes to, I run into a teacher who forced the policy all those years ago. I go and say hi, and she instantly remembered me. So, I sat down with her and her friends, and we talked about it since it was a long time ago. And now I'm at the age she was when she was enforcing it. Boy, did I get the situation wrong. So, there were 4 particularly creepy male teachers at the time. 1 everyone knew about, and 3 were only known by the faculty. They were preying on the girls, taking random pictures of them, being extremely creepy, and all sorts of inappropriate things that they shouldn't have done. So she went to the board, brought the evidence, and reported them, but they decided not to investigate. She told the police that, after a month of nothing happening, she changed the dress code to protect the girls. But she couldn't explicitly state why she was doing it. Modern times caught up with those teachers, and now they are fired. But as an adult, I see now that I ran a campaign to put the girls back in danger. Wow. TLDR, in high school, I fought an oppressive dress code system because I thought it wasn't fair to the girls, but 15 years later, I found it was to protect the girls from pedophile teachers. Edit. Added context. There's a couple of questions about the logistics of how she enforced the dress code so new. I'll try to give more details, but again, it's 15 years ago, so I may not be very accurate. She was not the only teacher who wanted this, but was the strongest voice to stand up for this. Basically, with the backing of several teachers, she convinced the principal, that's spelled wrong, principal, to implement the dress code. A lot more than just dress code happened. Prom had the bright lights on that year, and the girls got their dresses measured at the door. It was a full-scale push from a big section of teachers, but this particular teacher definitely was the one who championed it. These pervy men didn't exactly hide. The one we all knew about was actually beloved and favorite teacher of the school because he was very funny. His policy, and I'm not kidding, if you wore a low-cut shirt and bent over when turning in your exam, he would give you extra points on it. For fairness, he did this for guys too, so everyone in his class on test day effectively had their chests exposed. And we thought it was hilarious. I saw nothing wrong, because our older siblings all went through the same thing. I had to ask my mom to take me to buy my first low-cut shirt freshman year because of this class, and I explained why. It's generally crazy what you get away with if you're funny, well liked, and don't act like everything is wrong. I sure hope that teacher was one of the teachers that were fired. So when she came with a policy like this, it was just a few years ahead of her time. There was a serious issue with the dress code had slipped pretty bad. Wait, what? Yeah, I read that right. She and everyone who pushed the policy definitely overcorrected. Looking back, this was the logical finale to having several new oh my gosh, I'm tired. In an inappropriate school environment. I don't have enough characters to get into it. It's probably a whole other post just on my high school that in that era's tea. But there was scandal after scandal that went unanswered and just became a rumor. This really wasn't. Wow. That is crazy, OP. Oh, those teachers are probably in prison right now. Even the one that was well liked. All right. Next story. I, 26 female, was walking my dog at 3 a.m. in the pitch black dark. And as she's taking her sweet time sniffing everything in my yard, a large figure comes barreling out of the dark around the side of my house. My dog immediately backed onto my feet, as she's trained to do, and I flipped open my emergency cake cutting device, prepared to defend myself from whomever's rushing me. I'm a small stature male and live in a very sketchy area of town. The figure, I can tell at this point, is a larger man. Stops 3 feet away. Oh my god, I'm gonna be yawning through this whole video. He stops 3 feet away from me as he raises his hands in a universal surrender gesture. His hands still raised, he points behind me and just goes, "My cat got out. Ran that way." That's when it hits me through the sheer terror. It's my neighbor. The poor man was just trying to catch his cat and was met with a growling German shepherd and a knife-wielding woman in stitch pajamas. I quickly told him to go ahead to get his cat and put the knife back in my waistband, and he walks by me, giving me a very wide berth. He holds up the cat like evidence and goes, "This is Skittles. Sorry to scare you." Same is all my adrenaline had addled brain. Wait, what? Same is all my adrenaline-addled brain could come up with. You almost stabbed your neighbor, OP. In front of his cat and in front of your dog. That would not have come out good. Okay, next one. Today I fricked up by being nice and giving away a casino jackpot. Pretty simple situation. I went to my local casino as I get $40 free play on Mondays. Lucky. Hey, today's Monday. I like to roam around the casino for a bit to see if there's any machine calling for me. I end up drawn to one of the Buffalo games with blue lighting. There's 3 empty seats in a row. If all seats were empty, I always go to the leftmost as a superstition of sorts. but then got distracted for a second on my phone, didn't realize there was an older woman who also aiming for that particular seat, and I bumped into her while on my phone. She offered me the seat thinking I was going there, but I didn't think too much of it, and said she could have the seat. So she sits in the left, I go in the middle, and I notice both playing the minimum of $1 spins. Maybe it was a sign from God that I shouldn't be going to that casino on a Monday afternoon. But in less than 2 minutes, she gets 6 blocks on the screen to trigger the bonus, and of course, one of them says major. The major was almost $1,000. She ended up winning over $1,200 on a $1 spin. I'm not gonna lie, she was happy, but definitely not as big of a reaction that someone like me would have had over that amount of money. I immediately got up and left, and then of course, the same thing happens at the other machine where I have a choice of 2 seats, and the person who sat at the ladder after I started hit the bonus as well. God dang it. You lucked out on $1,200, OP. I would have been pissed. Today I fricked up by explaining my mom's job very, very wrong. Excuse me. To my boyfriend's family. I swear, I'm gonna be yawning in every single one of these stories. I'm Brazilian. And when this happened in 2013, I had been living in Ireland for about 2 years. My English was good enough for everyday conversations, but my vocabulary was limited. This detail is important. This was the very first time I met my then boyfriend's parents. It was a Sunday lunch at his parents' house. Nothing formal, but it still felt like a big moment. We had only just started dating, and I remember being extra careful trying to be polite, charming, and generally not say anything stupid. I didn't really know what kind of family they were yet, and even though I never personally experienced prejudice in Ireland for being Brazilian, I had friends who had. So I was very aware that this lunch could go badly. We were all sitting around the table, eating and chatting, when a friendly and experienced interrogation started. Where I was from, how long I'd been in Ireland, how many siblings I had, all normal, all easy. I was starting to relax and feel like I was doing fine. Then someone asked, "So what does your mom do for a living?" My mom is an artisan. She does crafts, scrapbooking, painting, homemade things. In Portuguese, you'd usually explain that by saying she works with her hands, but my brain lashed onto that phrase in Portuguese, did a terrible split-second translation, and before I could stop myself, I said very calmly, "Oh, she's..." I'm sorry. That just caught me off guard. Oh my god. Okay, side rant. I have a friend that lives in Portugal that's learning English, and I do plan on going to visit him someday. And his native language is Portuguese, so I understand where he's coming from with that. Even though OP, you're Brazilian, and my friend's in Portugal, but I still get the confusion of that. But it is so funny, nonetheless. Okay. Alright. My brain latched onto that phrase in Portuguese and did a terrible split-second transition, and before I could stop myself, I said very calmly, "Oh, she does hand jobs." The reaction was immediate. The father-in-law and brother-in-law burst out laughing. Not confused laughter, not delayed laughter, instant, uncontrollable laughter. My boyfriend laughed too, torn between laughing and trying to keep a straight face. At the same moment they started laughing, I realized what I've said, and my brain fully caught up and went, "You just told them you're meant to get over." Oh my god. I was mortified. I wanted to cry right there at the table. My face was burning and my English completely disappeared. My boyfriend tried to break the laughter and silence and said something like, "She means her mom is an artisan. She works with crafts, scrapbooking, and painting." The mother-in-law and sister-in-law immediately jumped in as well and shut it down, saying it was obvious what I meant, that it wasn't funny and to stop. I appreciated them and I could properly explain. Lunch continued. I survived. Barely. Fast forward 11 years of marriage and 12 years of knowing them. I love them dearly. And yes, this story has now become part of our family's Christmas tradition. Every Christmas at some point someone brings up the hand jobs incident. I can laugh about it now. But that first Sunday sitting at the table, I was convinced I just completely embarrassed myself beyond recovery. Glad I didn't. There's one last part of the story I never told my mom. She absolutely adores my husband's family, even though they couldn't speak the same language at all. And I know that if she heard this story, she'd be mortified. So for now, this story lives with us, Reddit, and the Christmas table. But not with her. Oh, bravo. Obrigado, OP. That story was amazing. Obrigado. This is the last one I'm reading. Today I fricked up by joyfully laughing at my 5-year-old's outfit. Oh no. My 5-year-old daughter put on a Spider-Man dress this morning. I did her hair and she looked so adorable. I told her to go show her dad and he also thought it looked so cute. He said she looked like a fairy princess, and I said, with a Spider-Man dress. We both laughed because of how cute she is. Well, I go into the bathroom and come out I go to the bathroom and come out and my 5-year-old has changed out of her Spider-Man dress into a shirt. I asked her why she changed. She says because she didn't want to wear the Spider-Man dress anymore. I asked her why and she said because we laughed at her. I told her we laughed at her because she was so cute. I needed to brush my teeth and I told my husband. She was upset and he came to talk to her about it. Again, she was upset because we laughed at her. My husband explained that we laughed at her because we were so happy. Because she looked so cute. I finished brushing my teeth and went and told her, sometimes when people are very happy, it makes laughter bubble out of them. I guess it was too late. The damage had been done. She refused to put the Spider-Man dress back on. Parenting is a challenge in so many ways that you could never expect before becoming a parent. You know, OP, your daughter might be autistic. Just saying that. Maybe in the future she'll understand, but whatever. Okie dokie, everybody. That is about it for this video of r/TIFU. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to click or tap that like button, and subscribe for more, and follow me on my Instagram and my Bluesky, even though I never post on there. But don't forget to also subscribe to my channel and turn on those post notifications too, where I'll be uploading 3 videos every single week. One on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. Anyway guys, love y'all to death. Don't forget to stay positive to the Pride Lands, and bye!